Jason, I want to open a gym. How do I do it? Where do I start? Where do I go? How can I be like you? First of all, you don't want to be like me. You want to be better than me. And it's something I always write to people when they say, I want to be just like you when I grow up. I said, you want to be better than me, because chances are they're younger than me. And you have more of an advantage nowadays than I did when I was younger. We didn't have podcasts for people that have been there and done that. We didn't have so many books that were written on how to be an entrepreneur. When I was younger, being an entrepreneur was an afterthought. The end game was graduating high school, going to college, getting a degree. You get your degree, you get your job, you buy your house. Fill in the blanks, you guys, of what America's family should be. So when people message me about that, the first thing I always go to is capital. If you don't have capital, you guys, you're not going to open a gym. And that's just point blank. So before you DM me, the first thing I'm going to ask is, where are you getting your capital? So have that set up. Now, this podcast is going to be more geared towards somebody that has a particular set of skills, but doesn't have the income. What I mean by that is, if you're rolling with $500,000 in your savings account, this episode isn't for you. This is how to get from having no money to how to raise capital to open a business. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a little backtrack of how I started. I was a trainer for an independent contractor for about eight years, I would say. And yes, I saved. Yes, I had money, but not the money that was needed to actually open and operate a gym. Through all my trainings with all the different clients, I was able to really connect with a lot of my clientele that are business owners, a lot of people that are millionaires, a lot of people that do invest in other people. My specialty or my skill was really interpersonal relationships, right? If you were my client, you became my family, you became my friend, but I always made sure that there was that line between I was a fitness professional and you were my client. So I try not to blur those lines too much. I didn't want to go drinking. I never went drinking with my clients. If clients inviting me to parties, it's very rare that I would go, because I always wanted to keep that separate. Fast forward to my 8th year of training, I really wanted to open a gym, kind of got the cost of what it was to open a self-made. And I was like, man, I really don't have all that money. So I reached out to 3 of my clients. Every single one of them said no. Right. And it wasn't because they didn't believe in the product. It wasn't because they didn't believe in owning a gym. It was just owning a gym is very, very risky for them, because they come from a place of like IT and tech. So they knew nothing about opening a gym. It was a big investment in the beginning. So I could have been discouraged. I could have said, you know what? No one believes in me. I'm just going to quit. I went to my 4th client. And I presented him the opportunity of partnering with me to open a gym. This client owns multiple businesses, has a business that's thriving on its own. And I trained him for like 5 or 6 years. And he sat down, talked to his accountant, talked to me, talked to the lawyer. His lawyer and his accountant both told him, this is a horrible idea. Do not invest in this gym. He sat down top of me and said, I really believe in you. I believe in your skills. I believe in your ability. So again, remind you guys, I had no capital. So I had nothing to really offer this man other than my set of skills that I perfected over the years of training, that he's seen me perfect and do with him as far as being a fitness professional. I've always kind of been a people person, so he's recognized that right off the bat. He always told me, man, if you did this on your own, you would do really well. You have all the skills capable. So luckily, that client decided to take the risk and invested in the gym with me, and the rest is history. I think a lot of people feel handcuffed because they don't have the financial means to open a business. And this is just not even gym, a bakery, a clothing line, whatever it is. If you have a set of skills, and what those set of skills are you have the know, you've been in the industry. He knows I've been in the industry since, I was a district manager, I was a regional manager, I was a fitness director. So he knew all my background. So he knew I had the skills to run it. I just didn't have the capital. And a lot of you guys out there have those skills, you just don't have the capital. What I would tell you guys is be very, very cautious on what you're posting on social media, because everybody's watching, right? That next investor may be your client. And when you go in and you train your client, or, whoever it is, and you tell them, oh my God, I went out this weekend, I got so drunk. Oh, I'm cheating on my girl, I'm sleeping with this. It tends to happen. It's like the same relationship you would have with a bartender, same relationship you would have with for me, it's my barber. Like, we tell each other everything. They put that in the bank because I know I do, right? When I talk to people and they're, I got so high, Jay, man, this weekend was crazy. I don't judge them, but in my head, I'm like, is that someone I would want to give $500,000 to invest in a company? Probably not. So your first step, you guys, is see who has the capital around and really take your time to get your, I want to say, like your business plan across to them. It doesn't have to be as aggressive. Like for me, it was my clients. So I would talk to them about my goals. I would talk to them about, man, if I ran a gym, I would do it like this. You know, I have this much experience. So I kind of set them up for it. I set them up for it before I actually, asked them for the money. But I think a lot of you guys blur that relationship between a client and a trainer, or a client and whatever it is that you do in your profession, so much that the client knows too much about you, or your potential investor knows too much about you, that they don't really want to invest in you. So biggest thing is, in this world right now, you probably know about 10 or 15 people that have the capital, have the money to invest in you. I guarantee it. But are you portraying yourself well enough that they would want to invest $500,000 into you? And ask yourself that question. Be honest with yourself. Right now, when I talk to my clients, and this is you trainer, you, whoever you are, do I perceive confidence to them? Do I perceive that I can handle a $500,000 business? And if the answer is no, reevaluate how you have those interactions with those people. The way I talk to my friends that have been good friends with me forever, and the way I talk to someone, let's just say like a Miguel, that's the CEO of the company, is entirely different. It's not that I'm fake on one end and I'm real on the other. It's just, I want to always portray a certain level of professionalism. The same way I talk to you guys, I don't drink. Not that I was ever an alcoholic or anything. I just don't drink. So when people see me, they're like, oh man, he doesn't drink. I worked through the most trying time the world has ever seen during, I don't even want to say, 2020. I was there every day. I didn't quit. I didn't say, hey, team, we're closing down. I had a job offer for another job that was a big gym. I turned it down. I said, I'm going to ride this out. People saw that. People saw that I had that work ethic. I had that dog in me to ride all this out. And what happened after 2020? I had 3 people hit me up that they wanted to invest with me in a gym. Everything you need is in front of you. Maybe you're not lucky enough to have a family that has a crazy amount of money. Maybe you're not lucky enough to be generating an income that you can save $2,000 every month. But if you have the skills, you have the mindset, you have to find these people that have the capital and that will invest in you. But you also have to do your part by portraying being a fitness professional or a professional in general. Maybe you have to change some things in your life. Maybe instead of putting on your stories that you go out drinking and you go out partying, you're sleeping with all these girls because you get clout from other people that don't really care about you. Think about who your audience is. Think about the potential millionaires that are looking at your stories, at your posts, and think about what their thought process is to potentially give you money. Because I'm telling you it's out there, and I'm telling you that you have to put the work into it. You have the skills, you have the knowledge. Now it's time to change your lifestyle a little bit. So that's the story of how I got my first gym, you guys. I put some money into it, but nowhere near close to where my investor did. And I've learned a lot from working side by side with him. I've learned about the business, about how to do P&Ls, just about everything in general. So it was like twofold for me. Not only did I get the capital from him, but I also got the knowledge from him. So those of you guys that, again, are looking to open something, whatever it is, you guys, and you don't have that money, there's someone out there that wants to invest in you. You just have to make it easier for them. Be more professional, put the work in, let people really see you thrive and succeed in what you do now for them to invest in you. Until next time, you guys, peace.